Okay, for this lesson, I thought what we would do is maybe make a three-dimensional letter logo. And I've done this before on another program, and it turned out pretty well. And I thought we might do it also. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to create a new, and I'm going to go to Web 720. And let's name this logo. How about letter logo? That sounds better to me. Letter logo. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so we're starting with a blank document. So let's just throw some color in here really quickly. I've got some white. I'm gonna get the fill tool and just dump some color in there so we have some color in there to work with. Okay. Now I want to create a new layer by clicking the plus sign down in the bottom right hand corner. Here are the layers palette. And we're going to do a text layer. Okay. We're just going to do, we can do anything, any letters we want to do. If we want to do, I'm going to do my school BHS. Let's do BHS. That sounds like a good thing to do. And I want to change the lettering. I want to get something that is angles. Oops. Now you'll notice that I changed it, but it disappeared. It's because my color of my lettering is the same as my background. So we better change that. Okay, so I did BHS here. I think what I want to do is let's stick with very angular letters and not rounded letters. So if you can do it with rounded letters, but it's just a little bit different. So this is going to be obviously different than one that have angled letters. So for now, I would stick with the angled ones. It can be done, but again, it's a little bit different, and I probably don't want to get into that right now. So let's just pick something like that. I mean, this one's also rounded. I think you might get confused if we go with something else. Let's just go with something very, athletic looking, block letter looking. Okay, so we have BHS here, made it nice and big on our paper. And what I'd like to do is first is I would like to figure out what we're going to put in our BHS here. So we have to have an image for that. Let's do that first. Now we've done this before. It's pretty easy. It's get a new layer, select image layer, and then I'm going to go into, let's see, my desktop, and I've got these in digital art images. Okay, there we go. So now I have some images here, and I could put some in here, and I'm going to go with this one right here. It's kind of cool looking. Okay, that's interesting looking. We can adjust this too. Let's assume that we want to adjust the color balance. And if you look at this, you can adjust this. Let's say you want to make it, and I've done this before in Photoshop. If I want to make it more one kind of color or a different kind of color, okay, I can adjust these and kind of fool around with it. The blue doesn't make much of a difference. Well, you take the green out of it and it makes a big difference. But I want to make this more purplish because that's our color, purple. I'm going to go right here, okay? And I can also change the shadows and the highlights, but I'm going to just try this and see if this works good for me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my layer up there. And if I want to see what it's going to look like in the layer, I can change the opacity and kind of look here. And then I might want to move my, my letters around to get exactly what I want. And that's perfectly fine. I'm going to change that back to 100%. Okay. So I've got that. And to do this, what we need to do is we need to get on the lettering layer. We need to get the magic wand. It's right up here. And I'm going to select this. Now look right in here in the side of the B, it's not selected, so I have to hold the shift down and select inside the B and select right in here in the B. It's because if I don't do that, this is all going to be filled, and we don't want that. When you do it wrong, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Okay, I want to go back to my picture layer here and get my eraser. And it's nice and big, and I'm just going to erase that. I don't want that anymore. Make sure I got it all gone. Okay. And then if I bring this to the top, you can see what I have there. Remember to deselect. You can go to up here to select, or you can go Control D or Command D, depending on the computer you have. Okay, so I've got like a background color in there. Okay, in the letters, got a little bit bigger. Okay, I also have my BHS here, so if I bring that up here, but I'm going to take this and I'm going to offset this a bit. And I could offset it any way I wanted to. Maybe I offset it up. I can offset it, if I want, I can move this one up, but still select this one here, and so I can see what's going on. That might be better. Okay. So maybe I want to offset it like that. Okay, I want to create a new layer, and I want to make this an empty layer. And in this empty layer here, I want to draw some black lines. Now, to draw some black lines, you would think you would go to the pencil tool. And if you wanted to draw a free line, you could do that. But instead, I'm going to go down here to the shapes. And you'll notice up in the ribbon in the top here, I have a line tool. I'm going to change that stroke to maybe I can go 2 or 3. Let's try 3 and see how that looks. Okay. I also want it to be black, so I'm going to change the color down here to black. Okay. Now I'm going to zoom in, and to zoom in, all you have to do is hold the Command or Control down and push the plus sign, and that'll zoom in. So what I want to do is I want to draw a line from like this corner to this corner. Okay, I didn't do a very good job of that, so I'm going to go back here to go backward one. Try that again. That's better. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to get rid of all these little corners where I don't have anything here. You can see right here, I want to get rid of that one right there. I'm just going to draw. Don't worry about drawing over that letter a little bit. Now to move this, if I hold the spacebar key down and click, I can move this, which is really nice, and that's the same way in Photoshop. I love that feature, and I like that Pixlr has done the same thing, so that's really nice. It really is like an old version of Photoshop. For free, you cannot beat this program. I mean, it's not bad at all. Actually, it's quite good for free. It's excellent. Okay, if you're off a little bit, don't worry about it. We can go back with an eraser and erase it. Notice I'm kind of going over this letter a little bit, but I'm not worried about that, and I'll show you why in a minute. Okay, so let me zoom out of here and see if I got all the corners. No, I got to get this top S, and then remember to move it. I hold the space bar down. No, I don't like that one. I'm going to go back. So I went back in history and click back. That's better. Okay. Now notice what I did with these lines is I put on this layer 4. I think I might want to change that to like outline. Okay, let's name it outline, because that's where the lines are at. And if I turn these layers off, you can see there's my lines I just made. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to fill in. I'm going to fill in that little bit right there. And to do this, I can use like the paintbrush, or I can use the pencil. I don't think it really matters because you're just going to fill it in a little bit. This is size is 1, but I could raise it up to like 2. Let's see if 2 works. If it doesn't work, then I can change it. Okay, and remember, I'm not worried about getting it on this letter. I'm not worried about that whatsoever. Again, if I want to try the paintbrush, maybe the paintbrush would work better. You know, do whatever you think works best for you. Okay. And again, I can, if I want, let me change the size up to 3. Maybe that would be better. There we go. This is fine. Just take a couple minutes to do it. Okay, that's good. I'm going to move it over. Okay, got rid of that. Let's look down here. Okay, we got more to do down here. Okay, I don't have quite the edge there. Very good. So I'm gonna come back and hit this line tool again. See if I can redo this one. I just don't like the way it's looking there. I think that's okay. Now I could always get the eraser and get a hard edge. So maybe like a 15, the hard edge 15. And I can come back and erase it. See right there? I kind of erase that edge. So that works. Okay. Oh, look right here. I got the pencil a little bit bigger size. Okay, let's move it over. This one here is really hard to see because it's kind of white, but that's okay. We'll get it. It'll look better later. You know, again, this line isn't quite right too. So I'm going to go back to my line tool and I'm going to try this again. Okay, I like that better, and then I think I got to get the eraser again and erase a little bit. Okay, I think that's okay. Okay, I'm going to go back and get my pencil and see if I can clean this up. Again, looking at this really close, I'm thinking, look how that looks a little bit off. I'm going to go back to my line tool again. You know, maybe what I should do is make this bigger so I can see it better. Let's try that again. Okay, I feel better about that. Okay, so let's go up here. Again, if you want to move it, hold down your space bar. And I think I need the eraser over here. You know, I like to be as accurate as possible. You know, I just think it looks better when you're more precise. So, you know, I forgot a line right there. Look right there. Okay, let's get that pencil in there and do this. You could probably do this other ways too. This is just one way of doing it. And there's nothing wrong about doing it a little bit different. If you get the same result and you're happy with it, who cares? A lot of times when I'm doing art, you know, I tell people there's more ways to do it, and there's not always one right answer. It could be lots of right answers. And, you know, don't be afraid to mess it up, especially with this program. You just go back in history and you change it. It's that easy. So just experiment a little bit and see what happens. I think I'm going to get more to that corner there. I'm going to go back to my line tool and do that again. I'm just not doing a very good job, am I? And that's okay. That's what the eraser is for, right? Okay, so let's see what we got here. Did I get them all? I think I did. If not, I'll know in a few minutes. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to bring up the layer right here, this right here, and I'm going to merge my lines and my BH. I'm going to merge this down. So I'm going to go to layer and merge down so it's one layer, and then I'm going to bring this to the top right there. Okay. Now, again, if I see anything that I need to erase, like I see some little lines here when like these little bitty corners up here look worse when I zoom out. They don't look bad when I'm zoomed in. They don't look very good when I'm zoomed out, so maybe I need to clean them up a little bit. since I'm the teacher and my students will be turning these in, I'll be like, what's that little line? So I better be a good example and try to fix that. Still didn't like that great, but it's a little bit better. Just looks a little different zoomed in than zoomed out. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I think I'm going to outline this in white. So I'm going to click on my top layer, the VHS layer, and I'm going to go to Filter, and I'm going to go to Outline. Change this color to white. Hit OK. And then I've got to change the size because I want this way down to like 2. Oh, I don't know, 2 might be too small. 3 might be better. We better go with 3 because I'm not seeing 2. So 3. Let's do 3. Okay, so let's see what we got. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Okay, now I want to draw all my lines back to the corners. I want to draw some white lines back to the corners to get that three-dimensional look. Okay, and I think I'm going to do this on the outline layer. So I'm going to go to the outline layer, and I'm going to go back to my line tool, and it's under the shapes, remember? And I'm going to change it to white. Okay, and I think we have our stroke 3. I think that's fine because I changed this outline to 3. Remember to move it. I hold down the space bar and click, and I'm going to get my line tool and start drawing. Just draw right here. Oh, I don't know, 3 looks a little bit thick. Let me go back and try 2 and see if it looks better. Let's try 2. Okay, let's see how this looks. I think I like 2 better. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw all these corners from this corner right here to this corner. All of them that I can. Like one right here. Right there. Try to be as accurate as possible. I understand that this is not like, this is like a bitmap program. It's not vector. So your lines look a little bit bitmapped, you know. If it were vector, those would be nice, straight, perfect little lines. But we're not working with a vector program, and that's okay. We're not supposed to be. Now you could probably do this on, oops, there's the bell. But I don't have a class coming in yet, so we're good. If you were working on a vector program, you could do this probably on a vector program, like Illustrator. And I don't know what the free programs are, the free vector programs, but I know there are some. But I have Illustrator, so I use that. Well, I'm going to undo that one. I'm going to try that one again. There, that's better. But if you're a student, you know, you need to find the free ones because Illustrator's not cheap. I wish they would make it even cheaper for students. I mean, you can get it a better deal for a student, but it's still expensive. Okay, so let's zoom out of here. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this bottom layer here. I don't think we need it anymore. Let's just delete it. Okay, it looks like I got a little line right there. I think I better get the eraser to erase that. Oh, look what I got over here. That must be on the other layer. Let's get rid of that too. Remember, if you start doing work and nothing's happening, you're probably on the wrong layer. Change your layers. Okay, I want to add another layer. We're going to go an image layer. And let's add this right here. This is kind of cool. I'm going to put that in the background. Okay, and then I want to move this layer up to the top. And then we got to move the outline up to the top too to see it. Okay, well that's kind of cool. You know, I can also, if I wanted to, I can merge these two together. So let's do that. Let's merge down with these. See if I like that. And then maybe I could add a filter to it. Maybe I want drop shadow. I always like the drop shadows. I don't know why. I'm just drawn to them. Maybe and offset it to the top. But I like a big blur. So opacity a little bit bigger. I just like that. Okay. We can also do some things to the background. You can try some different filters to the background and see if you like that. You know, and I would just kind of fool around with some of these and just see what you like. That kind of looks kind of cool. Okay, that's kind of interesting. What I'm going to do is move this over to it's more in the center. Okay, let's add a little bit of text to this. So let's add another layer and add a text layer. I'm going to put Bloomington Raiders. Whoop. Raiders, there we go. And I'm going to try a different font. This size is way too big too. So let's change this font size to let's try 100. It might be a little bit big, but let's see what happens here. Let's find a different font. What about that? I don't think I want, do I want white? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, there's the L again. I can try some different colors. I can try a nice purple. No, I don't think that works. Unless I move it up here. And you can fool around with this and just try different things. If you don't like that, try something different. Okay. Maybe again, on this here, I should add like a drop shadow. Maybe that would help. Well, it looks like it can't. Does not let me do it. So what I might have to do is I don't know why it won't let me add a drop shadow. What I might be able to do is to rasterize the text. I know if I rasterize it, it'll let me do it. So then I'm going to add a drop shadow there. Ooh, I don't know if I like that. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, that's it for our 3D assignment. I will catch you next time. Have a good day.